And now it's time for our guest. Natalie Paul is an actress best known for her roles in Crown Heights and HBO's The Deuce, but now you can catch her as Detective Heather Novak in the hit USA series The Sinner. The haunting crime drama follows the story of two parents murdered by their 13-year-old son with no apparent motive. Let's take a look.
What happened exactly?
It looks like they were poisoned.
There's no reason Julian would do something like this. He's a 13-year-old boy.
What did you do to your parents?
They died.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Your own kid killing you?
It wasn't supposed to hurt.
Julian?
Something might have happened to him.
What kind of parents go on a trip and don't pack a bag for their kids?
What were they planning on doing with him? Why did you change your story?
He's clearly hiding something.
He's so far beyond anything you can understand. You have no idea.
Everyone, please give a warm BUILD Brunch welcome to Natalie Paul.
Thank you.
So thanks for being here. I love The Sinner season 1. I binge watched it immediately, and the second season I think is 10 times better. I love it so much. It's so good. You were great in it. You were amazing.
Thanks.
And I think it's really cool because when I watched the first season, Bill Pullman is kind of like the surprise lead in that show, and I didn't expect that. And in season 2, you guys kind of did it to us again. You are like the focal point. I don't want to spoil it, but you become pretty much like the centerpiece to all of the story. So how was it when you read the script for the first time?
Oh my God, I was totally excited, really intrigued. I didn't know where it was gonna go at first until I talked to Derek at length and told me about how it all goes down. I don't know. I probably should not spoil it because I hope you guys watch it, but she becomes really connected to the crime in a way, and we find out how. And it's, in the Sinner season 1, they also had a lot of flashbacks. And we're continuing that in season 2. So you get to see Heather, how she is now, and then you also see how she was in high school. Mm-hmm. So, and we get to know that side of Heather and how she kind of came to be who she is. Yeah, a
and
little
how
bit.
did you prepare to play this detective? Did you meet with any real life detectives?
Yeah, actually we had this amazing expert on set. Her name was Tammy. And so she was like a high level female detective, and she would talk to us about all the things in terms of collecting evidence and how you would talk to a witness and all these things, but also I got to talk to her about what it was like to be a female detective and how tough it was for her and how you couldn't really show any weakness or emotion because, being a woman in law enforcement, you got to show that you're tough and that you can handle it. You're going to see dead bodies, you're going to see lots of, harrowing things, and you can't be, you got to go to the bathroom if you need to cry, basically, or outside, or just basically out of town.
It's the same with here.
Yeah.
Whenever I have to cry, I go right to the bathroom.
Right. I mean, yeah, who doesn't need to cry at work sometimes? But yeah, just got to talk to her and really ask her about what it was like, what her mindset was like, and that was helpful. And I also watched a bunch of documentaries and read essays and things like that just helped me, think about what it would be like to be in law enforcement, because it's 100% not what I do. So,
Are there any cool documentaries you said you watched? Is there any one that stood out to you? Because I'm obsessed with watching documentaries.
Oh my God, I wish I was prepared and I could tell you right now.
Oh, that's okay.
But mostly, a lot of it was on YouTube actually, because that stuff is a bit raw and a little bit less filtered, and and you could see a little bit more, truth in some ways.
Right.
Because I wasn't always interested in a particular case. I was just sort of wanting to get the mood.
Yeah.
So I can't think of anyone right now, but I did love Making a Murderer, and it has nothing to do with with this. But
that's what I was
yeah, me too, right?
And that's coming back.
Yeah,
so
I know,
I'm
season
excited.
2.
Yeah.
Same people.
I think they're digging deeper into what's happened since that
wow.
one, right? So we've got some
Thank
things to
you.
look forward to.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So back to Heather, you did this research, then how would you describe Heather? Or what are the things that you kind of pulled out to really form this character?
Well, the cornerstone of her is basically this guilt that she has over her best friend that we get to meet, and just their relationship, her best friend and the person she used to be in love with. And so I feel like for me I love that part of the story because we all kind of have that person that, I mean, I hope we do in a way that we kind of give ourselves to, and you know, it might have worked out, it might have not worked out, but they hold a special place in your heart, a best friend from childhood or you know, an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or whatever. So I found that to be super universal and something I could tap into. And just, you know, those emotions can be really complicated. They can be totally, you know, rainbows and fairy tales, but it could also be mired in guilt or shame or whatever. So, yeah, just kind of tapping into that and relating to it.
Yeah, and she's such a meaty character, and what I love about this series is that the female characters are so multifaceted. So she's a female detective, so she's a female in law enforcement, she's Black, she has a white father, she's queer. I mean, she has all of these things, and so how fun is it to really dig into a role like that?
It's fun because it's really rare to find a role where you don't have to squeeze yourself or shrink yourself because a lot of characters can be really bland and one-dimensional, and so you're trying to find the blandness in you, like trying to, you know, like kind of strip away your layers and the things that make you complicated. And I think that what's truer to life is that people are complicated. They have layers. They have contradictions. And playing Heather was actually a little bit easier because then you don't have to be perfect or be this like idea of an actress or whatever. You can actually bring your truth and your reality and all your friends and the people you love and your culture to a role without having to like be, you know,
Shrink yourself.
Shrink yourself, yeah. And I think Derek was really good at realizing that all of these characters are layered and complicated and can exist with contradictions.
You weren't involved with season 1, but season 1 was based off of books. Season 2, you're based off no material whatsoever. Did you feel any sort of pressure joining a show now as they embark on new territory, or do you feel kind of like liberated? Okay, I'm not based off any character or anything. This is me.
I guess I did feel a little pressure because it was so good, season 1, and I was like, you know, don't mess it up. Like, come in. But at the same time, the freedom of it allowed me to bring my own, you know, my own thing to it, and creating with Derek, the showrunner, was really fun. Like, we could actually really collaborate because we were working out of, you know, thin air as artists do. So, yeah, it was a little bit of both, pressure and freedom.
And I know that Jessica Biel is a producer on the show.
Yeah.
How has that been having her on set and working with her?
Awesome. She's so sweet, so nice, so down to earth. It's so funny because I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm going to talk to Jessica Biel. It's all right. And then I talked to her and I was like, just like, oh my gosh, it's Jessica Biel. I remember watching you when I was a kid. Like, it all kind of comes back when you're talking to that person, but luckily she was like super nice, super down to earth, like really encouraging. You know, she was just like, give your all, put your, you know, guts on the table and like, just let it rip. And she was just really encouraging, allowed me to be myself.
That's so great. Is season 3 underway?
We'll see. I don't know. I mean, right now it's kind of looking like an anthology series, kind of like, you know, American Crime or something. So I don't know what they're planning for season 3.
Well, you're also on The Deuce.
Yes.
And you have lots of cool projects going on. What is there next that we can expect from you?
Well, I'll be on a couple of episodes of You on Lifetime with Penn Badgley. Totally different character.
Gossip Girl.
Yeah, I know. I was like, my little sister loves you. Slash I
was going to say
but yeah, I'll be on a couple of episodes of that, and I'm on the show
called... Just make this out to Heather. She's also named Heather.
Right, exactly. And I'm on Random Acts of Fineness on HBO, which aired this summer as well, but it's kind of over now, but it's, you know, what's really over? We all binge watch and watch things like a month later.
Never-ending loop.
That show was really cool to be a part of. It's really weird and crazy, but I think, you know, I think it's dope.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And you guys,